been a long day. Started early today. Worked all day. Now it's gonna be dark. And this is what we're doing here. This is how it's going. Okay, doesn't look like much has happened. Probably we moved it a little bit. I just want to grab this shot and kind of give you guys an update before I lost all the light. I got these grills off a while ago. The reason is when this articulates, this frame right here. You can see it's hinged right here. And so I have the forks in a diving down position, which is going to allow me to get at the, oh well, look at that. It's going to allow me to get at the fork extensions and put them on once I'm ready, which I'm damn near ready. The problem I've been facing is that I'm weirdly flooding the motor and then it's choking. At the end it will flood and then I'll give it some gas and it'll choke, and then every 5 or 6 times of that then I'll get a bunch more fines out of it. So I'm in the last stage of this terrible fuel system cleaning, but it's a kind of a strange last stage, and it's almost more difficult than the previous stage because I've had to get off it probably 10 times to get the choke open. And once it's warm, the choke has to be open. Then I'll start it. If I don't get on the throttle within about 4 or 5 seconds, then it will die from not getting enough fuel. I have got it pretty far, and the next phase is to keep getting it slowly moved around to where I'm facing it this direction, which will probably take like 2 or 3 more restarts before I can jock it around to get it to happen. And once I have it facing that direction, I'm going to stick those fork extensions on it, and then I'm going to give this thing a lift, because as you can tell, that little brick pile and this little pole right here had it kicked up, and you guys see how it's kicked up in the air. So it's kicked up enough, I'm pretty sure, to get these fork extensions on it. If it's not, I have a jack I bought. Next day, here we are. That's about right. This thing's these fork extensions might be over. Wow. Well, that one's pretty toasty. Look at that bend. That wasn't like that. I suppose I can stick it underneath it and put a bunch of weight on to flatten it. I don't know if I trust it really. That's looking pretty toast. So here's the plan. See, there's an angle on this to lift stuff up on the fork extension. I don't really need that angle, so I'm going to flip it around and have this fork extension basically upside down, so it's going to angle upward, which I don't think is going to be much of a problem. My big problem is this. I have no brake. See that big rock? Every time I get close to picking it up, I can't get that last couple feet. So I'm going to move these extensions to the left here, grab the tractor, get underneath the box, drop that jack and chain it up with that chain, pull it this way to the point where that rock isn't gonna stop my tires from getting up to it. So we gotta go like another 3 feet, 2.5 feet, and at that point maybe, just maybe, I'll get my first actual chance at seeing if this will work. And then what may happen is I find out the fork extensions won't work at all. The other thing that I see happening also is that once I pull a certain amount out, say maybe even another 3 or 4 feet, I'll be able to get at it sideways. And while I can't really get it out of here sideways, it will almost for sure pick it up sideways. And I can get it to, that rock wall, I guess, sideways. I might be able to drag it on something. See if I can scavenge something. It's going to be a big guessing game from here on. Well, plan A worked. Got these out of the way. And then plan B, I got that off the jack. And plan C, I decided to start dragging. And honestly, it just drug so good that I was like, why not just keep dragging? And it started sliding on the grass, honestly. Then I thought, look out, because this is dry. And while I do want to just, my idea was, when I first started dragging it, why not get this drug to this spot and then switch the chain from this corner to this corner and then start dragging it backwards down this driveway. Which brings me to my next set of problems, which is that the only bucket I have had a bunch of fuel in it. I need to drain, or not a bunch, but a little bit. And I need there to be water in it. So what I need to do is drain the rest of the fuel and filter it back into the tank. And then you see these rocks here? These definitely can spark. So what I should probably do is just throw some water down preemptively to make sure the fire hazard isn't so hard. But then my next big problem is exactly this right here, which is that there's 2 choke points. There's one further up with a semi-truck. There's one right here. This is probably the narrowest one. That forklift is a monster though. I'm willing to bet, although it might not be super easy, I'm willing to bet I can fork this thing up and move it. But then I'm running into the exact same, it's high centered on rocks. I don't know. My other option is to take the back of this And while it's the light end, meaning there's no motor on it, it is 2 axles and a fair bit of steel. We're probably bumping into capacity on what it can lift, especially if this is full. It's like 800 pounds. Feels full. Oh, there's something in it, but it isn't full. I was gonna drag this, but I went and got the water. And when I went up there, I realized there's about 4 narrow spots. So I don't think dragging it's gonna work. There's my water. That's my fire suppression. I think the move is to do my original idea. That is to bend these forks back, or these fork extensions back. See right there. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift up this container because my chain's pinned. Lift it up, get that hook out from underneath the corner, and then grab these fork extensions. And if I put enough weight on these fork extensions with 1 fork right there and 1 fork right there, I can bend that back. It might break it, but it is kind of like crazy long, although maybe I need all of it. If that's what happens, I gotta weld it back together, which, lucky me, I get to learn how to weld. So here we go. See you momentarily. We got the fork extension. Those things are so much heavier. They must have got packed with dirt when I was dragging it, which makes a lot of sense because I dragged them across there, and now one end is heavy than the closed end. So I'm gonna fire this up, drop the fork on it. We'll see what happens. Make sure it's out of gear, because we don't want that. That's what happened. Huh. Wonder if I can see if we can't drop down some more. Substantial amount of weights on it. Has flattened it somewhat. Probably flat enough to use, right? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm still gonna flip it over, but it's not so bent that I can't get it on there anymore. Purrs like a kitten, no? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's a sick kitty. Well, I'm gonna take it to the bed. You hear that? You're going to the bed if you don't shape up. It's probably gonna start hurting for me now.